And Chukwudi Okoli-Ubaja, once outside the building, is now in the building. Good morning.
Don't listen to him, Chukwudi.
You could as well mold me into the blocks that are holding the roof.
But you are in the building.
I said don't listen to him.
You?
I said don't listen to him. Don't just say anything. He's just trying
His use of prepositions in English is malicious.
No. He was only trying to see if he could pull your legs.
Yes.
But
Can he pull my legs?
My
legs are
long
so
enough.
close to the ground. I have a firm grip on my legs.
Anyway, Chukwudi,
Good morning. How are you, Victor? How are you, Claire?
I'm all right.
Good to see you guys.
I am feeling like the sunshine.
You look it.
So, Victor.
Okay, let me begin from here with the blueprint. Quite a number of stories on the front page of the blueprint. But let's begin with this one at the center. 64th Independence. Reps reject CFR national honor on Tajuddin Abbas. Demand Akpabio. CJN Kekere Ekun's GCON status for speaker. Okay. And above that, sandwiched between that story and the nameplate. Tinubu approves deployment of electric vehicles by NEDC. That one is on page 6. In business, FG's dares to attract $90 billion World Bank AFDB power project facility. Page 20. And in sports, AFCON 2025 qualifiers, Osimhen doubtful for Libya doubleheader. That one is on page 32. And on the strip to the right, terrorists slaughter 6 farmers, abduct 5 others in Borno. Ndume 6 urgent intervention. That story continues on page 8. And then we see the picture story of the president apparently departing the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, yesterday for the UK on leave. And Maulud Nabi, both ferrying 300 capsizes in Niger. 16 bodies recovered. 169 Kwara passengers missing, locals report. And divers intensify rescue operation. Governor Abdul Razak mourns. And 6 months after, Edo Assembly recalls members from suspension, page 10. Police arrest 13 over illegal mining in Zamfara, page 7. FG commences distribution of 2,000 CNG-powered tricycles to youth. And finally, Nigerian Airlines free to operate in any airports in UAE. That's according to the FG. And of course, the cartoon is questioning whether agro rangers, and that's with regards to the slaughtering of 6 farmers, abduction of 5 others in Borno, according to the blueprint. And off to the New Telegraph we go. Most of the stories are already repeated here. The approval of e-vehicles for the Northeast, the GCON CFR issue. This one, FG gazettes withholding tax 2024 regulations. Customs seizes 682 million naira drugs declared as used vehicles. That story is on page 8 and 28. And on the foreign scene, Lebanon, 8 Israeli soldiers killed in fight with Hezbollah. Israel declares UN chief persona non grata over Iran attack response. That one is on page 6. And then the major story here with a picture story, corruption. We recovered 13 billion naira diverted public funds in September. That's according to ICPC. Claire.
Okay, and the sad story, of course, you must have heard in our news this morning, but it's a headline story on the front page of Daily Trust. 16 buried, 150 still missing after Niger boat mishap. Ferry conveying 300 Maulud celebrants and rescue operation still ongoing. 182 lives lost in 3 years. That story is on page 4, where you can see the rescue operations, small bodies recovered, right there on the front page. Quite a sad story. And Constitution Review, just trending just a little below the nameplate. Atiku proposes rotational presidency. Details of that on page 10. And MAN, that's Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, to federal government, sanction officials making policies that ruin businesses. Details of that on page 20. Now, Governor Lawal's allegations against Matawale, despite onslaught on bandits, unpatriotic. That's a story you can read up on page 8. And of course, there are other stories trending. This story is Victor has already read. But Iran-Israel war. Federal government moves to evacuate Nigerians in Lebanon. Iran-Israel war. Federal government moves to evacuate Nigerians in Lebanon.
Yes, the government should please try as much as it can and as promptly too as it can to get Nigerians out of Lebanon. The ground offensive by the Israelis, forget the adjective limited. Limited still is fatal, and it doesn't care what nationality you have.
Of course.
So let them please move.
It doesn't pick.
It doesn't. Ferry conveying 300 passengers capsizes in Niger. 16 bodies recovered. There are many more bodies that are unrecovered, or as the papers indicate, because they almost all have it as a screaming headline. And why would they not scream? They are saying that this is the second incident, this year in the same village. The first incident occurred a few months ago when around 60 market women were involved in a mishap. The questions you want to ask are many. Are these really seaworthy craft? Yeah, there's nothing like water-worthy because there's road-worthy. Whose job is it to ensure that the craft that we put on water, that they are really in a shape to even carry animals, let alone human beings? What was the punishment we meted out within the past 3 years when we have been reporting boat or ferry mishap and all that? My people say it's only a tree that hears they are coming to cut it down, and it waits for the axe. We have to take preemptive action against preventable mishap, preventable calamity, preventable tragedy. What is happening is not tasty at all. It is not fair. These are human beings.
Precisely.
There are some people who actually set out to kill themselves. I'm sorry to say this. You see that a boat is overloaded, a ferry is overloaded. You're still telling the boatman, the ferry, driver, I hope that's what they're called, I can manage this space. No. We want to save your life, even if you don't seem to cherish it, because that is part of the problem.
We have raised maybe 2 or 3 issues.
Three issues.
Yes. The first one is, again, the type of boat,
yes,
whether it is a canoe or a boat
whatever
or a ferry. Then the capacity.
Thank you.
Then our own individual decisions that we...
Oh, yes. You will be surprised. Yes. That is even more harmful.
If we can have either of the papers on air, you will see that what is shown is actually the traditional canoe. Chukwudi, if you take a look at it.
That's the canoe,
yes,
as we know it.
Exactly. So you can begin to wonder how many people will be ferried across a river in this type of canoe.
I don't think that's the craft that had them. But this is have 200.
Exactly my thoughts.
No.
Exactly my thoughts.
But that's probably just to illustrate.
No, but this is rescue operation continues.
That one may be for rescue.
No,
Maulud.
Yeah, no,
it's not for rescue.
It couldn't possibly have been that size.
That can't have 100 people.
Yes.
That can't have. But in any case, of all the issues that Chukwudi has raised, it's just 3 in 1. Whatever the canoe, whatever the boat, let's maintain the capacity.
Exactly.
What's the capacity? It doesn't matter what individual decisions are. It doesn't matter what, how many boats there are. Just stick to the capacity.
And that's where,
That's all.
and that's where
And lack of
NIWA,
regulation.
and
That's
that's
what
where
it is.
NIWA, that's inland, what do you call it?
Waterways.
Waterways, authority comes into play. They are the regulators.
The maritime regulations,
Yes.
pertaining that must
precisely.
be observed.
Yes, they are the regulators. And again, we've emphasized here on this program, time and time again, about the essence of safety jackets.
Yeah, it's actually one of the things that are
Yes,
taken up
safety
there.
jackets.
Yes.
So, and we must ensure, as part of the regulation, that, operators of these canoes or ferries or boats or whatever we call them, maintain that standard.
And force them to insure.
Yes, and ensure that they
Force them
comply.
to take out insurance on this maritime activity. They are entitled to insurance. If insurers, are made to pay for, anything that happens to claim so many lives, you'll find out that supervision will become more, stricter. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. These are human beings. They are not goats. In some climes, pets are even more protected than we protect our own fellow human beings. It's not right. You see, we're talking about it here now because they say if it happens to another person, it seems as if it happened to a tree in the forest.
Yes, just listen.
He who feels it knows it.
Just listen to this paragraph on that incident. They said, while authorities attributed the mishap to overloading, locals said the incident was mysterious, adding that the boat did not come in contact with a tree or tree logs. They wondered how a boat, which according to them was not full to capacity, broke into two from the center.
Well, you
could have hit a rock or something underneath.
Even a car that comes out of the factory, when you talk about infantile mortality, it affects even cars that are just rolled out. So anything that is made by a human being could have, initial fault and all that. Mm-hmm. So let's not even begin to. Mysterious does not come in at all. It is lax supervision. Africa should stop inventing myths to explain its continuing calamities. Work on it. Be scientific and reduce loss of lives. These are human beings.
Mm-hmm. There's a story that said, it's not on the front page though, and I'm wondering why it isn't. It's on page 30 of the Daily Trust. Switzerland, Germany commit 1.9 billion naira, that's about 24 million euros, to Nigeria's flood victims. So I just... Yes, so I just thought I should, mention that's a good more humanitarian aids coming to
of that nature. Yeah. Insecurity. Ndume is asking President Ahmed Bola Tinubu to engage mercenaries, beside our regular troops to see. Don't just suppress a smile. How did Goodluck Jonathan go just before the elections? You don't remember? They said they couldn't conduct elections in that part of the north. Mercenaries came in and they were able to pull off something that looked like an election. So please, if mercenaries can complement the efforts of our own soldiers, whom we commend from day to day, can we please go ahead and do that?
What do mercenaries have that we don't?
I think
if we don't have it, then provide it.
They come with their own baggage as well, so let's not even go there. But the authorities, the state agencies know the best option for us. It's just that it needs a little more commitment and, political will. But Chukwudi, we've been instructed that our time is up.
Okay.
So we must let you go. And
go, I will.
Yes, and please
but
don't forget.
Let's monitor our maritime activity properly.
When is our con? When is it yielding?
Go with and don't jump finish.
For a moment, For a moment, I thought he said, let's monitor our marital activities by the show.
Mischievous Victor.
Anyway.
All right,
We'll throw you out of this
We'll see you
program very
tomorrow.
soon.
Yes. Chukwudi, have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.
You
This is
too.
Good Morning Nigeria. Don't go away. When we come back, we will begin our conversation on CNG-powered vehicles, and I'm sure this will interest you.